Hey guys, it's Tayshia Adams from The Bachelorette.
Were you expecting somebody else?
Today, you're gonna bake up with me. I am so excited to share with you one of my favorite childhood recipes. It is oatmeal butterscotch cookies. We're gonna be making 36 cookies, so it's quite a bit, but I have a lot of people to share it with. Okay, so I already lined the baking sheet with just some parchment paper, so I'm gonna keep it over here on the side until we're ready for that. We have the butter, and now we're gonna need some brown sugar. I have some organic brown sugar for us to use today, and we're gonna do about 1.5 cups of that in. Again, we're making a lot of cookies, so do not judge. 3. I usually have my stand-up mixer, but since I don't have that here in New York, I'm just gonna go ahead and stir this up with a spoon really quickly. And then I'll take my whisk. I would say the biggest cook in my family, I think my parents both like to cook food as opposed to bake. I would say I'm the baker along with my sister. And that's just because my dad loves to barbecue. He doesn't really cook much, but he knows how to barbecue. But my mom can literally make any kind of food. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the eggs. First, do one at a time. My neighbor used to bake a ton. And during summer, we would honestly just look at the cookbooks, or we would watch Food Network, and we would just find a recipe and we would make absolutely everything. And her cookies, I still think to this day, are unmatched. I've never tasted anybody that's made cookies as well as Maureen. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the second egg. You know, I will say, not having a mixer really builds the muscles in the arms. So if you needed a workout for the day, just go ahead and bake. It's a lot better. At least you're working for your cookies. You just want to make sure that it's light and fluffy and airy. I think the key to this is also making sure that the butter is the right temperature. You don't want it too solid and you don't want it too melted. Now that the eggs are semi-incorporated, you're going to go ahead and add the vanilla extract. So you're going to go ahead and do 2 teaspoons of this. 1. And 2. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Oh my god, I'm actually so excited to eat these. As far as The Bachelor goes, I know everybody is so concerned as to why we don't ever eat the food on the dates.
When we get back to the beach and I tell everyone you ate the date food, they're gonna give you so much.
It's generally because there's cameras and there's mics and everything like that, and it would be kind of hard to get your sound bites while you're chewing and eating. So we generally eat before we go to the date. Sometimes the food looks kind of good and you do want to poke at it. So that's definitely happened. After the eggs are incorporated, you added some vanilla extract. Go ahead and add about 2 cups of this. We're just doing oat flour just to make it gluten-free. My sister actually has celiac disease, so she is the one that has got us to start being more conscious in that regard. What did I cook in quarantine? It was more of the banana bread. Who didn't cook banana bread in quarantine? If you didn't cook banana bread, did you not quarantine? I feel like that was such a trend for a while, and one thing that I did make, I tried to make like healthy banana bread. It was like this gluten-free vegan banana bread, and I'm just gonna tell you, too many labels for banana bread, okay? It just needs to be banana bread. Just eat it, love it, and take it for what it is. I'm gonna just slowly start incorporating this. Usually, I would have done it 1 cup at a time, but we're just going for it today. We're going to go ahead and add the salt, the baking soda, and the baking powder. So 1 teaspoon of the baking soda. And I'm just gonna use some pink Himalayan sea salt, and it's gonna just be 1 teaspoon of the sea salt. And then we have 1/2 teaspoon of the baking powder. Okay, so I would definitely say that Zac and I have an equal sweet tooth. I have never met anyone that has much of a sweet tooth as I do. My parents still tease me to this day that as a child I would always come home with like candy wrappers in my pockets from school, And they would always wonder, like, where did Tayshia get candy today? Like, I have such a sweet tooth. Like, it's an actual problem. But Zac does too. It's a problem between both of us because we can't keep anything in the house or else it will be gone in the morning. You just want to make sure that you don't over mix your batter. So I'm actually going to stop now before I add the rolled oats and the chocolate chips. Now I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of the rolled oats and this entire bag. Butterscotch. So good. Okay. I'm trying to think like who's the better cook between Zac and I. You know, we haven't really cooked much in this apartment just because it's kind of small and Zac doesn't really have all of the things. I mean, I don't blame him. He was single and probably wasn't cooking too much on his own here at home. So I would probably say like more when we like get a new place, a bigger place, when we're gonna start cooking more in our place. But for now, we're having fun exploring the city and getting lots of food ordered in. But I don't think Zac actually knows that I'm a pretty good cook. So after I incorporate all of this together, I am gonna go ahead and pop it in the fridge for about an hour, come back, and we'll make some cookies. Now I'm gonna add the entire bag of butterscotch. This is basically what your batter should look like. Full of yummy, yummy, yummy gooiness. So now that your batter has been in the fridge for an hour, you can see it's much more firm than before. And it is ready to go. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is about the proper size of your cookie. You can go ahead and place it on your cookie sheet. I love this recipe just because you can just put it in the freezer, but also you can make a huge batch. I'm actually making them for everybody at Zac's work tomorrow. So he'll be able to have plenty to take to the houses. Plus, he's never really had anything from like any of my childhood favorites yet, so this is really fun for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just bake about 6 cookies now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pop them back in the fridge in the meantime while I'm waiting. Okay, our cookies are ready to be baked. So you just go ahead, put them in the oven. Okay, I think they're ready. Oh, see, these are perfect. You can tell they're a little bit crispy on the outside, just the way I like it. Still gooey on the inside. Okay, so usually what I do is once they are done baking and they're out, I actually kind of leave them here for a hot second just so they can not break and crumble the second that I take them off of the pan. But I'll let them sit for a second, then I'm gonna plate them, and then I'll crack them open so you guys can see how they look. You have to see how gooey and amazing these are. Mmm! Thank you so much, Delish, for baking with me. You guys can catch me on ClickBait every single week with a new episode out every Thursday.